Boom. So this one I want to be careful with. When I read studies or research, or you see a story, trying to get its absolute validity is tenuous. You know, trying to do the research and make sure it's real. This one I'll be careful with because I know the science has been contested a little bit. I still love the story. I still love the results. And if they're not 100% accurate, it will still paint a picture. There's a Japanese scientist by the name of, it's like Masaru Emoto, and he did these series of experiments with water. If you know what I'm talking about, you'll understand where I'm going. But he basically wanted to look at the effects of language and attitude and behavior, and if that might actually affect the physical space of water. So he had students, graduate students, that were working with him that had a bunch of water. I believe it was bottled water or glasses of water inside a room. And so for hours in a day, over I think multiple weeks, from what I understand, in one room, the students just berated the water. It sounds funny, but yelled at it, talked down to it, told it was ugly, horrible, incompetent, incapable, screamed, bad music. They just hammered this water verbally. And then in a matching room across the hall at a different time, a set of graduate students talked very positively, lovingly, caringly to the water. As Emoto tested, they then went and studied the water, and the best way they could try and figure out to check physical changes or structural changes within the water was to freeze it. And his report said that in the water that had been treated poorly, when it froze, it was very muddled and non-elegant frozen crystals. Like they were off and distorted and didn't come together in any beautiful pattern. And then the other side, where it had been talked to beautifully, it formed crystalline like snowflakes, beautiful results in their design and manner. Now, again, I'm not going to try and defend the science, but I do know. And then I think his contention was, look, your body's like 96% water. So the way that you actually relate to that, both inwardly and outwardly, is exceptionally important. Now, again, the science I don't want to bait. If you're somebody that's proven it false, you study water at Stanford, feel free to chime in. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I still love the point because I know for a fact the people that have an inner dialogue or an external dialogue hitting them hard with nothing but negativity are climbing and fighting an uphill battle. And those of us that have an inner dialogue that tells you can do it, you're good enough, you can make it, keep pushing, don't quit, you have what it takes internally, and then are getting the same externally, are going to go to very different places than those that are getting hammered. Be careful what you say to yourself. Be careful what you accept in what people will say to you. You'll form a much better crystal if you make the choice correctly. Ever onward.